Hi everyone, Karen here, and today I have nesting layout number 13. Now today I'm only going to use one die. I'm going to use the third die in, so that's 12, 11, 10, because remember this is a 12-piece die, and the biggest one is 4 by 6. The third one in is about 3 by 5. This bulgy part here is a little bit wider than 3, but that's basically what this is 3 by 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole, and we're going to make a little frame. So let me show you the paper we have here. Move this to the side. So it's going to be a 5 by 7 card base. Then we're going to have a piece of purple that is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. A piece of blue, which is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I have this print paper, which was 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. And I simply cut out the third nesting die down, the one that's about 3 by 5, out of the center. And then here, this is going to be a baby card again. We have some clouds, and what this is the Celebrate Good Times from Crafter's Companion. We're going to use the little airplane, and I'm going to use the letters. So let's get started here by putting the frame together, and then we'll do the decoration. So we'll put the base over to the side for a minute. And I'm going to put the die away. So what we're going to do here is the first thing I want to do is put a little bit of ink on this, because this is going to be our blue sky, but it looks a little flat just being blue. So let me grab some blue ink, and we'll just put a little extra color in here. Alright, so let's take the 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to take some powder blue, and I'm just going to kind of put it wherever, just to give this a little bit of depth. Just so it's not all the same color in the back here. Because we are going to have the airplane, and we're going to have some clouds on here, but that just looked a little flat. And just a little bit more on the bottom here. This is going to be really subtle on the camera. Well, I guess it is showing up. Just to give it a little something. So I also want to do something with the clouds that we're going to put on here, because these are going to be very white. And I just want to give them a little something. And right now I have 4 clouds. Not sure how many I'm going to use here. And I'm just going to quickly, with my black blending brush that has black on it. I think it has some on here. And I'm just going to go around the edge just very quickly. Just a little something. Just gives it a little bit more. When you put it up against the color paper, it just makes it kind of pop out a little bit better. Alright, so that is all done. So the 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 is going to be our background mat. This is going to go on top. So let's go ahead and glue this down. This is just going to go in the center. So you can see the difference now between what we did in ink and what we did ink. Alright, so that's just going to go in the center. You don't have to be too fussy about this, because the edges of this are going to be covered. Now I'm going to grab the thicker foam I have, which is 1/8 of an inch thick, and I'm going to put this on the back of the print paper I have, which was 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, and I cut the third biggest nesting die, the one that I said was 3 by 5, out of the center. So I'll put some across here. And across the top. That is wrinkling. Pull this back for a second because I wrinkled it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so when this happens to you, just grab your paper and just, it happens when you push this foam down too hard and it just kind of grabs the paper in a wrong spot. So there we go. That will be a little bit better. So I will put a piece here and here, because once we get in here it's going to be too skinny to put a piece. And I will do the same thing on the other side. I will put some here. And I will put a piece over here. Alright, get all this backing paper off. Now this is feeling a little flimsy to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of this foam and just slice it lengthwise. So now it is skinny enough to put on here. Because as I'm holding this up, it just felt a little flimsy. So we'll take the backing off of those two now. I will take our paper. And this will just be in the center. Like that. And like that. Alright. So now we have a nice little frame that we can put things on. Alright, so now we have our airplane and our clouds. So I'm thinking the clouds will be around through here somehow. We might only need 3. We shall see. Now the airplane, let me grab the die, has a bunch of tiny little pieces to it. So it has these little windows, which I have put on this piece of tape because it's the only way I was going to keep from losing them. And then the wings are in 4 different pieces. Now the first piece I'm going to put on is the windshield. Now this goes on like this. The flat part is going to go to the outside. So I want to glue this side. A little bit of glue. Gotta line that up. And there we go. Alright, so there's the windshield. So now the wings. This one wing piece is tiny. It is very little. So the bigger piece goes in the front, like here. And this tiny little piece gets glued in the back. And I think it will be easier if I just lay this on top of it like this, instead of trying to pick up that teeny tiny little piece. Now this piece, we'll put glue on the back. And it comes down like that. Alright, now the wing, the curved part goes toward the back. So that is going to be like that. So we'll put some glue on here. And this other one, again, the straight part will go in the front. And I'm just going to put a little glue down here. And I'm going to lay this on top, just so it gets all lined up. Alright, so there's our airplane. And we'll have our clouds. So I think I'm going to glue the clouds down flat. And then put the airplane up on a little bit of foam, the skinnier foam, the thinner 1/16 foam that I have. But you can see the difference between the two. Oh, there you go. It's a lot thinner. So we'll just put a piece of foam back here. There we go. And now we'll figure out where we want our clouds. I'm thinking something along those lines. Now before I make the final placement there, I want to figure out where I'm going to put the word baby. So I have a B, A, B, and a Y. Now when I got this, I thought this was going to emboss, but when I ran it through the machine, it didn't really emboss. So what I decided to do is I'm going to take a black marker, and this one is 0.5, so 0.5, and I am just going to mark all these lines in here. Just go all the way around. But the 0.5 is thin enough to fit in there. I think I got them all. And then you have this. Alright, so now we have baby. Oh, I almost forgot. These tiny little windows on the plane. So I'm going to put them, let's see. Right through here. Up here in the second one. You could also use gems if you did not want to mess with this tiny little die. I just want to make sure they're pretty straight before I press them down too hard here. Let me scooch that one up a little bit. There we go. Now we have our little airplane. And we have baby. So let's pull this down closer. So we have B, A, B, and Y. So I think, let's see, we want to put them inside. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to put them inside. So yeah, we'll scoot this up here a little bit. And then I think we'll put this a little wonky inside. I think like that. All right, so let's glue down the clouds. Cloud 1 here, cloud 2 over here, cloud 3 up here. This will be on the foam. And so this will be flying right about here. Now let's see. So let's put up the Y. And we'll put that one over here. We'll put the B. So it will be up, down, so this will be over here. And I want it to be really wonky. A, be down, the other B, over here. There we go. Just like that. Now take the card front and glue it to the 5x7 card base. So this would be good for a boy or a girl. All right, so if the front of this card was the third die in, or number 10, I went down one more to number 9 and cut out the print, and then went one more down and cut out the white. So I ended up with a matte layer for the inside that is slightly smaller than the front of the card, and that's what I'm going to use for the inside. So here is my stamping platform, and we'll put the white one down on my sticky mat. And I have a little saying here that says, "May God bless your new baby with health, wealth, and happiness." There we go. Let's put this to the side for now. And we will glue these two together. And this will have the small frame, since they're just one size down for this white paper. And this will go on the inside. And this will go right here in the middle. And this stamp I've had in my stash a very long time, so I'm not exactly sure where it came from. Alright, so let's review one more time. The outside was cut out of the third die from the outside of the 12-piece set. So that's 12, 11, number 10. I then went down one more to 9 and cut the pattern paper on the inside, and then went down to 8 to cut out the white paper on the inside. So that's just a frame with one difference. There you go. So just using the 3 nesting dies, you have the whole card. So I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel, because I will have more cards as we go through, because I still have some more layouts to do, and then some other cards that I have in a little pile over here that I have to work through. And until next time, stay crafty.